Hello! Okay, before I jump into this video, just a quick call out to say it will include references to medications, to hair loss, and also to different medical issues. I'm not a medical practitioner, I'm not a medical doctor. This video is purely from the point of view of me as a patient. If you want to see how I went in my first 3 months taking minoxidil, if you want to hear the context and the background behind it, then stick around. So I know this is a bit of a different video for me today. I am actually just about to start taking a hair loss medication. So I thought I would keep a diary every week for the next 12 weeks. I will give you an update around if my hair loss has gotten better, worse, or stayed the same, and if I've had any side effects from taking minoxidil 0.5, and also if I've been able to stay on that dose or I've had to go down to 0.25 or could potentially have gone up to 1 mg. In this video, there will be 12 check-ins, so that will be across the span of 12 weeks, which will be 3 months. My dermatologist did say it could take maybe 4 months for me to start seeing a difference. To give you a bit of background of my medical history and what also feeds into this, I suspect, I have had some lighter issues with hair loss in the past. So I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and hypothyroidism, so an underactive thyroid, which has meant that if I haven't been on the combined contraceptive pill that has estrogen in it, that because of my PCOS, I can sometimes have higher testosterone. I went through a period where I had to come off the combined contraceptive pill, and because of that, I had a little bit of hair shedding. I then was on a medication called spironolactone, which is a blood pressure medication. It didn't make me feel very well at all. I felt super lightheaded, put on a little bit of weight, retained a fair bit of water, and was quite puffy. So yeah, at different points in time, I've had higher testosterone, which has meant a little bit more hair loss. And then generally when you come off a contraceptive pill that has estrogen in it, you can experience a little bit of hair loss as well. In terms of my hair loss now, so we are in June 2025. At the end of November last year, so November 2024, I woke up one morning and there was hair literally all over my pillow. I'd recently gotten a new pillowcase, so I was like, oh my god, ew, what a terrible pillowcase. Swapped back to my old pillowcases, but then my hair loss just became more and more drastic as time went on. I thought it would settle on its own. It didn't. I went to the GP in January and got a bunch of blood tests done. That led to me having to have an iron infusion because it was discovered that I had iron deficiency anemia. I also went back a week or two ago and it was discovered that I have high cortisol. So when I went to the dermatologist this week, her thinking was that generally with hair, there's many factors that come into hair loss, but what she thinks is that it is a combination mainly of the iron deficiency anemia and also a period where I've had really high stress and I haven't come back to baseline. So because I still haven't had any improvement 4 months after my iron infusion, and because I'm still having this extreme hair shedding that I've been having for the last 6 months, and also because I'm really self-conscious of it now. So my GP did refer me onto a dermatologist, as I said. My dermatologist thinks that I have something called telogen effluvium, which, as I said, based off of the high cortisol / stress combination, that has led to my hair going into this phase of hyper shedding, and a message is sent like, you need to shed all your hair because you've been stressed out for so long. The dermatologist also said, and bear in mind I am paraphrasing and am obviously not a dermatologist myself, that telogen effluvium normally does settle on its own, but at the moment, you know, we don't know when that will be. And because my hair shedding is so bad at the moment, you know, she ran her hands through my hair and was like, oh wow, when she was taking some hairs out to have a look at under the microscope. So yeah, that's why she sort of said, do you know what? I think what a really good treatment would be for you at the moment is minoxidil 0.5 mg. Also, just to give you an idea of dosage from what I have been told, 0.5 mg is a very low dose. So the lowest I think you can get is 0.25. But also I don't know that that would do anything. 0.5 may also not do anything, but because minoxidil is also a blood pressure medication, and since I was on spironolactone previously and that made me lightheaded, I already have quite low blood pressure to begin with. That is why we're sort of erring on the side of caution and starting me on a low dose in the hopes that I don't get lightheaded and can actually stay on the medication. If I'm able to tolerate the 0.5, then the dermatologist suggested trying 1. So doubling the dose and going up to 1 mg per day. I also went to my endocrinologist, so my hormone specialist, a month and a half ago and told him what was going on. He also looked at my full hormone profile, and for once in my life, it wasn't my hormones impacting my hair loss at all. But as I said, because it's multifactorial, then I'm sure that is playing a part. The fact that I have PCOS and a thyroid problem, because I know that plays a part in hair loss. Really hoping this works. So I hope this video is helpful for you. It's the start of June 2025. Let's get into it and have a look at how my first 3 months have gone. Wish me luck. For week 0, I have no side effects because I haven't started taking minoxidil 0.5 yet, and I have dramatic hair loss. Minoxidil 0.5 for 1 week today. So in terms of hair loss, it's about the same. In terms of side effects so far, I've definitely had some water retention because my boobs have been pretty sore. I can't tell if I have any water retention anywhere else. I feel like my face is slightly puffier, but maybe it's just because I'm getting a sore chest that I think, okay, I'm retaining water. Where else am I retaining it? So water retention / sore boobs is the first one. The second one is I've had some pimples on like the sides of my face. So a bit of a breakout on my face of smaller pimples, and then some on my neck as well. I've had some really weirdly lower abdominal cramping. So it feels like period cramps, but I'm nowhere near my period. And then I've also been quite aggravated. Like I've noticed myself having a really short tether, kind of getting annoyed or angry really quickly, not at anyone, just generally. So that seems to be me for my first week. My second week taking minoxidil 0.5. I would say my hair loss is slightly less. I was worried I'd be one of the people that has excess shedding. Maybe there's not enough of minoxidil built up in my system yet, so that could still be coming. But yeah, for this week, it's been fine. I'm also washing my hair twice a week now, which, as you know, if you have hair loss, is extremely terrifying because you always see so much come out, and I feel all mats of hair down the back of my legs, and yeah, it's just a bit of a process, an uncomfortable process at that. But that is just because the dermatologist told me I have a little bit of dandruff, and so I'm using a dandruff specific shampoo, and she said I need to wash my hair twice a week. Yeah, so boobs aren't as tender. I would say my skin has settled a little bit in terms of the breakout I had, and I haven't had any cramping. Okay, it is the end of week 3 taking minoxidil. So side effects this week. Firstly, I've had quite a few headaches. Maybe that's due to some dehydration and water retention, I'm not sure. I've also had some heart pounding, so particularly when I'm going to bed, which is a few hours after I would have taken my tablet, it just feels like my heart is pounding in my chest. And then lastly, I've noticed a little bit of kind of fluff on my face, which I'll try to show you now. See how there's just a little bit of like a fuzz on my cheek? It's just a little bit more than usual. This little like almost looks like my cheek is blurred. Hair loss has been slightly less again. Okay, I'm 4 weeks in. Side effects this week is still peeing more often than usual. And also I'm still getting some acne on my neck and now also on my shoulders. Hair loss this week has been slightly more compared to last week, so I'm not sure if I'm going into that phase of extreme shedding now. We'll see. It's the end of week 5. Side effects this week are I've had some chest pain, so some tightness in my chest and yeah, some sort of heart pain. I've also had soreness in my boobs again, so it seems like the pattern could be, and I'll probably know in another 4 weeks, that 2 weeks before my period I'm just retaining more water in my boobs than I normally would, and that could be what's causing the soreness. Hair loss is about the same as last week. It's the end of week 6. Side effects are still sore boobs and headaches. Hair loss is slightly less than last week. It's the end of week 7. I do look a little bit dead because I had a little procedure in hospital this week, but I'm all fine. Side effects this week is still just that little peach fluffy fuzz growing on my face. I also had a migraine, but I think it was unrelated. Hair loss is, I would say on average about the same. One day it was a bit more, another day it was a bit less, but definitely less compared to where I started. Main couple of side effects this week is still a bit of acne. I've also had some problems with my feet, so like soreness and red spots and like cracking heels and stuff. So my feet are quite sore, which they have been since I started taking it. I just don't know if it's related or not. Maybe I just have bad shoes. Hair loss this week has been a little bit more, but again, nothing super drastic. It's the end of week 9. Side effects is still a bit of acne on my neck and face. Hair loss is a little bit more. I did get my hair cut about a week ago, so maybe that has something to do with it. It's the end of week 10. No real side effects this week, and hair loss is a little bit less. Definitely not excessive anymore. It's the end of week 11. No side effects this week, and basically no hair loss. And that is the end of 12 weeks on minoxidil, 0.5 mg. Hair loss this week has been a little bit more. I haven't had any side effects this week, but hair loss compared to the very beginning, so week 0, is chalk and cheese. Like, I'm getting next to no hair loss in comparison to what I was getting. Here's a couple of photos. So the top one shows you the amount of hair I was losing on a hair wash day before starting minoxidil. So that was about an average. It wasn't a good day, it wasn't a bad day. And then the bottom is me having washed my hair yesterday and the amount of hair that fell out then. So you can definitely see a dramatic difference in the two in terms of hair loss. So it's such a relief that it's definitely stopped my hair from falling out. My dermatologist did say that it might be at the 4-month mark that I start seeing a difference. I will show you sort of a before and after now as well, and you can see what you think. A 3 to 6 months video next to continue tracking my progress and see if that 4, 5, 6 month mark changes things, and if you can see a little bit more of a difference. If you followed along till the very end, thank you for watching the full video. I really hope that this video was helpful for you in your own hair loss journey, and I feel for you because it's not easy. As always, I'll see you in the next video.